One of the first pieces that we had to do was a self-portrait, and it's a collage, so I decided to use beads, and it turned out so well that I just decided to keep going from there.
This piece was a piece for my concentration, and my concentration was addiction. So one of the addictions I focused on was gambling, and all the other uh, negative aspects that transpire from being an addict of gambling. So there's elements of alcoholism, there's bankruptcy, there's elements of just depression, loneliness. There's some allusion to death even. So yeah, the whole inspiration came from my concentration.
Each piece is no less than 10 hours of work on my part, I think.
The whole taking photograph part and like altering Photoshop was very stressful, very tedious, but after layering it all together, it looked the way I wanted to, so I was really happy.
The art community is spectacular here, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. This room is just a home for me now.
This year's dance concept is actually about an infection. So it's all about how the immune system responds to a foreign invader in the body.
With infection, it's just something so very different from what SAS normally does. And it gives us a lot of creative freedom with movement, and there's a lot to really pull from.
I mean, using science and then portraying it as dance is something that you don't see very often, especially at like a high school level, so I think it's really cool.
We get to work with each other so much because we have to create the entire thing from scratch. So it's a really special experience.
It's just a really great opportunity to showcase each school's take on how dance works, on a stage for 20 minutes, and then to be able to discuss it with people from all 6 IASA schools it's just a really great opportunity.
It's a form of dance theater that originated in Japan in reaction to the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
It's a very dark, it's grotesque, it's moving, it's saddening, it's scary, it's so many different things.
You have a specific image that you're supposed to sort of move to, like the images that we have in our show are dancing bear and pouring sand over your hands or pouring water over your hands, and you sort of emulate that with your body in sort of surreal movements.
It's not only alone doing Butoh that's hard, but it's mixing it in with text during the play. That's the hard part, because it's easy to get sucked into the Butoh land.
It's really challenging trying to take these two very different forms, one which is completely not text-based. I mean, there's never really any text used with Butoh, and doing a play which is text-based, and trying to bring those two worlds together.
To be honest, I feel kind of like a lab rat, because this is an experiment that we're doing right now. We're mixing Butoh with text.
The storyline is what's not important. It's the images, it's the moments, it's the actions, it's the things that the actors are going through. It's the interplay of those two worlds. I think it reflects more contemporary life. And again, it's sort of to try to just stretch and do an experiment and try something different.